Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Here we are once again in the Bonga Dada Bonga studio. Welcome to Bonga Dada Bonga. I am Dashanaba King, and Teresa Kemp serve as our show commentators from time to time. And we do bring on other hosts and co hosts, and we have an exciting roster of guests. We were expecting another co host in the studio tonight, but as of this moment, they haven't arrived. So we will do what you're supposed to do when people don't arrive. We will continue. Okay. I'd like to give shout outs tonight to Nana herself, who's actually not feeling so well. Let me ask you to please send in your prayers for Nana. Okay. Also, shout outs go to Gatamore and Aisha over in Ghana. There's Sissy, Ernestine, and Principal Malungu in Namibia. Namibia is a country that I lived in for a while, and they tune in to the Bonga Dada Bonga show. Hello to all of you, each and every one of you who are tuning in tonight. We're very, very happy to have you. Okay, so what is Bonga Dada Bonga? Let me tell you, it's a new platform for women's voices. It's a site, it's a point, it's a space that strives to amplify voices of women and survivors who have been historically silenced. And there are a lot of women who've been historically silenced for one reason or another. Some of the women who get caught up in human trafficking, they become silent. All right. Women who have to deal with what's this thing I'm thinking of? Uh, Vaginal, when they try to remove their clitoris, if you will, they become historically silenced. Women become silent sometimes when they're raped, but sometimes they become silent when they're being beaten or threatened in their homes. So historically, women have been silenced for many reasons, and Bonga Dada Bonga is a platform where they can come on and come to and talk about that which they want to speak about. Okay, we join a growing list of service organizations and supporters of women causes in countries across North America, as well as Latin America, the Pacific Rim, and Africa. Women are speaking out everywhere around the globe. You will hear phenomenal stories, extraordinary stories, even sometimes heartbreaking stories of some of the most courageous women. Some of them will be young girls and even some men you'll get to meet on the Bonga Dada Bonga show. Each and every one of them is a superhero in my eyes. And at Bonga Dada Bonga, we are so honored and proud to share their stories with you. All right, so before we go any further, let's just bring everybody who's in the studio tonight and give them an opportunity to say hello to you. Okay. Okay, there's three of us. There would be another one of us, but just give a shout out and say hello, who you are, where you're from, and any statement that you want to make to somebody. Go ahead.
Brother Jonah, you going to go first?
Yes, yes. Okay. My name is Jonas Simba. I am the founder of the PASS. I'm visually impaired, by the way, and I've been working with people with disabilities for some time, since January 2007. Our organization is called the PASS Organization, and we run several programs for people with disabilities in Kenya and beyond. I could have been in the show today with Maureen. Maureen is our administrator. She's somewhere, but all the past group is here with us and wishing our discussions well. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Jonah. Ladies, we're just saying hello to the listening audience.
My name is Rakia Murphy, and I'm an herbalist lifestyle coach. I'm also an acupressurist. I'm also I do massages, and I'm bilingual, and I do some other things.
Okay,
I'm excited to
we'll
hear
tell
you.
them a little bit more about you when we give the full introduction. This is just an opportunity to say hello and give a
Oh,
shout out to somebody you want to give a shout out to. Say who you are, where you're from, and a shout out to whomever you'd like to at this time.
Hello, everybody. My name is Selina Mwende Kioko. I'm excited to be here. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm also a masseuse, a beautician, and I run an agency called Lagape Domestic Workers. I supply all kinds of workers. I'm looking forward to a marvelous session with you. Thank you.
Very well. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we do have a full house tonight, and you will learn more about each one of these exciting guests. So, now, why is it important that we have a show called Bonga Dada Bonga? Speak, Sister, Speak. Well, we have this show so that we can dispel some of the myths and some of the misconceptions about what women's roles are, what women do, and in fact, what women around the globe are actually doing. You'll find out a little bit about the women in the studio a little later, as well as Mr. Jonah Simba. Bonga Dada Bonga is an excellent opportunity to generate visibility, familiarity, understanding, comprehension, realization, and support for women's aspirations. And women do have many, many aspirations. And it's also here to help promote awareness raising about many of the women, about the various cultures of women from a diversity of cultures, whether it's Namibia, South Africa, Ukraine, Israel, Kenya, and other countries. So once again, we thank you for tuning in to Bonga Dada Bonga. It's a new platform for women's voices. We meet here every Thursday live at 12 noon New York time and 7 p.m. East Africa time. So here's how the show actually works. We have various women in various leadership positions and roles who are influencers. They will come on and serve as moderators. For example, at some point, Selena may be coming on the show as a moderator. Simba may be coming on as a moderator, and even Coach Rakaya may be coming on as moderators. Right now, we're in the process of training, if you will, of pruning women to become moderators. And not just women who are used to being on air, but women who are not used to being on air so that they can learn to be. As the statement goes, each one teach one. So part of what Bonga Dada Bonga seeks to do is to teach women how to be on a live platform because we do believe that as we move into the future, women are going to be taking up more and more and more roles. So who are these people who come on as co-hosts or moderators? They are from a very colorful spectrum of, they can be journalists, campaign managers, activists, political activists, women organizations, political scientists, humanitarians, educators. Well, it just goes on and on and on in terms of who the people actually wind up being. All right, and they will deliver their opinions. They will deliver commentary and analysis on various matters at hand. Tonight, they will be speaking to you about things that they are involved in their world. And that's what Bonga Dada Bonga is about, exposing and creating awareness about what women around the world is also doing. Now, there is research, strong evidence that says that anytime women are elected to office, there's a corollary. There's an increase in policy making that emphasizes the quality of life and reflects on the priorities of families, women, ethnic and racial minorities. Okay, so that's a little bit about who we are. It's a fairly new show, so we'll continue to tell you who we are. If there is someone that you'd like to be on the show, let us know. We'd be happy to bring them in as a guest. Meanwhile, if you have any people in your family who are having a birthday this month of December, feel free to give a shout out. Anybody got any December birthdays? Okay, I'm going to take that as a no. Let me say that I have a neighbor who's having a birthday, in fact, this weekend. Okay, one of my neighbors. is celebrating her birthday, and Miss Selena herself just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday, sweetheart, and may you have many, many, many more. And in fact, we're going to go ahead and bring her in now. Now, Miss Selena is a CEO, Legapi Domestic Consultants. That's the name of the organization that she chairs. Legapi Domestic Consultants. Okay, it's a mental health advocate who is a voice for the voiceless. And she's going to tell us more about that. And here's one of her statements, which I love. She says, my dream one day is to have zero stigma around mental health, illnesses, and disorders. She says, I want people to be able to talk about what's happening in their mental space without fear of being judged. Wow. That's
Yes.
a big statement. That's a big statement.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm,
very big statement. She's passionate about providing great workers. She loves impacting women positively and providing them with
mhm.
job opportunities. She wants women to live better lives. She says she's a
Yes.
firm believer of once you empower one woman, you empower the whole community. And we
Sure.
also can attest to that. She's also a
Mm,
very firm believer that women should be empowered. Selena Mwenda, she also was a contestant for the as a woman's representative in Machakos County during the Kenya 2022 election, where she got over
mhm.
10,000 votes. She's going to talk to us about that in a moment. But Selena, welcome to Bonga Dada Bonga. I know we tried to have you on the show two other times. One time we had a blackout, and another time you had a blackout. You got busy and had other things to do, but we're very happy to have you on the show tonight. Okay, tell us a
Mm.
little bit about first Lagapi Domestic Consultants.
It's a bit noisy. I don't know where the noise is coming from. Maybe you can check on that so that I can hear what you have said.
Okay, so if you have your telephone on, please put it on mute or silent. If you
Mm,
have a radio or any kind of electronics nearby, Queen Mother going to ask you to turn them off because we're getting a little feedback. That's what Selena is now saying. She's getting
mm,
feedback and she can hear very well. So please, if you have any of these things going on, please, please turn them off. We're only on air for an hour and you can feel free to put them back on after the show is over. Back over to you,
mhm,
Selena. Mhm.
mhm. So, thank you so much for this opportunity, Queen Mother. I really
Yes.
feel honored that I'm able to talk to people about my experience. So, you want me to talk about the political experience first?
Yes, please talk about your bid for a woman representative and what was it like on the campaign trail?
Um, I challenged myself to vie for the woman rep seat this year.
Hmm.
So I did not get a lot of time to campaign and get known, but I can say the little time that I got, it was amazing. I got very nice reception from people. They accepted me, but the biggest challenge that I faced everywhere was, when people see politicians, they see money. So when you are
Uh,
talking to them and you tell them you don't have the money, they feel disappointed. Even if they will not tell you, you see it on their faces because they are used to be given some little cash, And I don't know
mhm.
where that came from because I feel like that is
Wait,
bribery.
who's used to receiving a little cash?
The electorates, the people that we want to vote for us, it's
Ah,
you've never had that.
no,
It's
I've
new to
heard that.
you.
I have heard that. So it's the people who want you to give them money.
Yes, some
Wow.
will even. I remember there's a place that I went and I just talked to them. Then when I finish, I tell them, you know what? I know you are used to being given money, but I'm not giving you money. But I promise I will work for you. Then another young guy came to me and told me, you know what? I don't want to hear about you working for me. Give me my 50 shillings so that I can eat and finish with you right now. I don't want those
Mm,
promises. So it is a very I feel it is a very unfortunate way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that is the reason why most politicians, once they're in office, they don't perform because they feel like I have bought your vote. So
Mm,
you don't have any right to request me to work for you. So that is one of the challenges that I face. And another
mhm.
one is finances, because you need um, money to move around. You need money to facilitate the people who are helping you to campaign. And there are posters that we were doing, a lot of them. So majorly the number one challenge that I faced is finances. But I never faced any violence from anyone. I never faced any bullying, no. So people were very kind to me, they were very receptive. So I really appreciate so much the way people received me.
Wow. So
Mm-hmm,
I'm just going to stop a moment and say I'm so happy to hear that because we've had a
mm-hmm,
lot of women over on this show. In fact, the Bonga Dada Bonga show got
mm-hmm,
started during the Kenya 2020 2022 election because a
mm-hmm.
lot of the women didn't have a platform to speak. And so when I heard
Oh,
that, and people kept saying to me, "What are we going to do about it?" Well, I didn't know what we're going to do about it. But
mm-hmm,
as usual, I went to Spirit and said, "Lord, what are we supposed to do with this?" And the answer I got was, "You have a platform, use it." And
mm-hmm,
therefore, that's how we created Bonga Dada Bonga, so that we could have a space and a place for women wherever they are to be able to speak, not only just for the election, and we did 20 weeks of covering women who were running for office in Kenya for the 2022 election campaign. And as Miss Selena is saying to you, she did run for a woman representative in the Machakos area. She did not win that seat this time. But one of the questions I want to ask you is, how did your family feel about you running for office?
my kids, they were very supportive. They were really supportive because they were very excited about it, and they were
Mhm.
very sure I'm going to win. One of the toughest time is when I did not win. My 8-year-old came and asked me after a few days, "By the way, ma'am, did you win that election?" And I said, "No." And he asked me, "Why did you not win?" And I said, I did not get the required vote. And he was like, "But ma'am, I wanted you to win." So he was really disappointed that I did not win. And I felt it because everybody, when they are doing something, definitely they want to win and they want to succeed. So it was really a tough time. The 2 days after elections, it was not easy. It was not easy. It was really tough.
Mm.
It was tough, yeah.
Okay, well, the next question I'd like to ask you is, what could you have done better? Could you have done anything better?
What I would have done better is if I had decided earlier that I wanted to vie, I would have gotten outside there so that many people can know me. Because what my campaigners were being told is that we would like to give her a chance, but we have never seen her, we have never heard about her, we are hearing about her from you people, so we will not vote for somebody that we don't know. And there's a way people say it's better the one that we have always known rather than a new person that you are telling us about. But
Mhm,
that is the and then the party that I was using is a very small party that is not known. So that was another challenge I forgot to mention, that the party also matters, because you want to go with a party that is known to people. One of the things that I realized is most people don't even vote for the person, they vote for the party that they are familiar with,
mhm,
what they have been hearing, like the elderly, there are those parties that they have known since elections began. So they're not easy to convince about another party, because I realized most of the places was going, the elderly were asking me, and which party are you using, so I had a very
Mhm.
tough time explaining to them that it is not a party that you're choosing, but somebody's capability of serving you and delivering to you. So I realized when it comes to choosing a party, it is very important. Initially, actually, I wanted to vie independently, but there
Mhm.
was a very long list about the requirements, so I opted for a small party. And I also thought that the party is going to help me financially and machinery, but they never helped me at all, at all, at all.
Uh,
So it was so tough. And
okay.
another thing that I realized is the moment people have known that you are going to become you have become a politician, everybody brings their challenges to you. Everybody who is sick, everybody who doesn't have school fees, everybody
Ah.
whose house has been locked. So your
Mhm.
phone rings like 24/7. And most of the problems they bring to you, they are very genuine problems. But Queen Mother, you cannot help everybody. So, and
Yes.
there are so many funerals, there are so many celebrations, weddings, jewelry payments, and they expect you. And I also realize, and I'm sorry to say this because it's a very sad state of affairs. Even I don't know whether to say the religious people or the church, it is very manipulative, because people want to call you for arambes at that time. You are being called like to 10 churches at that time. Even if you do
Mhm.
research, during campaigns, there are so many arambes for churches. And I thought and I felt it was not fair, because these are regular people who are trying to make a change in the community. You don't have to be rich for you to vie. According to me, that is what I thought, because you need to have a motive why you are vying. So I saw that and I really felt like it is manipulation. That is the word that came to me. I felt like that is manipulation, and I don't believe it's supposed to be happening during that time. Because, like, for example, we were 8 of us who were vying. So they call
Mhm.
me in this point, they call the next one. So how are they going to choose who they are going to vote for? You see, that is manipulation, because when you go to them, they are going to tell you, we are going to vote for you, because they want your support. Then the next candidate, they will still say that. So at the end of the day, how do they choose now? Because we have all given them, we have all contributed towards the building of the church and stuff like that. So I thought, I wish they would not do that during that time, because it is our responsibility to build churches, to do good things. But when it is done at that time, it feels like everybody just wants to milk you dry. They want to get everything. They want to, it's like a business. They want to maximize. They want to maximize on
Ah.
the giving, on the giving. So it doesn't sing in well. And especially when you lose, you look at the amount of money that went into doing some stuff. And you know what I did? I went to IBC and got the final results, so that I know
Mhm.
in what area, how many votes did I see. And remember, there are places that will do and they will show you that, we are supporting you 100%. So when they have something, they are calling you, you are going, you are supporting them. And come the last day, you even get like 2 votes or even nothing. And it is
Mhm.
really painful. It is so painful. It is really
Wow.
painful. Yeah.
So our final question to you would be:
Mm,
would you your message to young women seeking a political career? What would you say to them? But before we go there, Selena, I have a
uh-huh,
surprise guest in the studio for you tonight.
mm-hmm.
We have the
Okay.
Honorable Margaret Tolley in studio tonight. We're going to give her an opportunity to say hello. She is in studio, but it's very difficult to see her. But Honorable, can you hear us? Honorable, can you hear us? Let me ask her one more time. Honorable Tolly, if you can hear us, please say hello. Okay, I think she's coming into the studio tonight from being in the village, and the reception there is not sometimes very good. In fact, most of the time, it's not very good. She's been in Nairobi doing the Kenya 2022 election, but now she's in the village area. So we have her in the studio. We can see her do you see her there?
Yeah, I see her.
Honorable, can you hear us?
And she's trying to say something.
Okay, she needs to turn her mic on. Honorable, turn on your mic. Honorable, turn on your mic.
I'm not getting you.
Okay, turn on your mic. We can hear you now. We hear you now, Honorable.
Audiences, I'm not getting you.
No, well, your mic is on. You have the floor. You can greet the studio guest, and you can also greet Miss Selena, who is running for a woman's rep in Machakos County.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me in. My name is Margaret Toily. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you on the show. I'm introduced Margaret. I'm the national gender champion on matters of gender. Sorry to have come in late. The jam was too heavy after I had gone for some errands. I'm sorry about coming in late. Now, I want to talk about BONGA, DADA, BONGA. Can we all say BONGA, DADA, BONGA?
Yeah, Honorable, we've already covered that. We've already covered that.
Yeah.
Yes, we've covered that now.
Now,
so we're about ready to go to the next guest. Yes.
Nana, Kadima, and Aisha in Ghana. Sisi and Principal Malangu in Namibia. Hello to you all.
Thank you.
Hello to you all.
Those are some of our guests. Yes.
We want to know about BONGA, DADA, BONGA. BONGA, DADA, BONGA. I hope you are getting me well.
Honorable, we are getting you.
To write.
We have already covered that because you came in late. We've already covered that. Right? You came into the studio late.
My problem is that I am not getting you.
Okay, well, just hold on. We want to talk about the next guest in the studio tonight. I want to go to the next guest as we are still on the show tonight. His name is Mr. Jonah. Jonah, you can take off you can unmute. Okay, we're bringing Jonah as a solo. There we go. Very good. Open your mic, Jonah. Open your mic. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I don't know what else to say. Open your mic.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, yes. Your mic is open. Let me tell you a little bit about this man. Mr. Jonah Simba. What he says is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yes. In 1991, when he was just 13 years old, he was diagnosed with an eye disease that he had inherited, all right, which gave him severe vision impairment, all right. By the year 2003, when he was a college student, his sight left him completely. his sight left him completely. So that at that time, it was like he was now living in a very, very different world. However, he was able to pull himself together, and then he started a company.
Right.
Okay. And the name of that company is called The Purse. And he's going to tell you what the purse is all about. Welcome to Queen Mother Speak, Simba. Tell us
Thank
about the
you.
purse.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. It's actually the PASS organization. Thank you for letting us in
Yes.
BONGA, DADA BONGA.
All
The
right.
PASS, yes. The PASS is an organization that is focused on giving hope to people with disabilities. I lost my sight at a younger age. I'm 44 now, but I started losing my sight at 13. Retinitis pigmentosa, according to research, no one really knows exactly what caused it. Well, if you Google it, you will see there's a bit of a mix up on exactly what causes it. But long story short, I ended up losing my sight completely in 2003 when I was in Bible college. Two ladies helped me clear because they came into class with me as volunteers. I managed to clear my studies at a theology school. When I
Mm-hmm.
graduated, I started an organization that is focused on providing hope to people who lose their limbs, maybe their legs, maybe their ears, maybe their eyes, when they are, in the journey of life. So when I hear about people in the mental health sector, that is one of the things that we do at the PASS organization. We give a lot of motivation, a lot of talking, a lot of counseling to people who've lost their limbs for one reason or the other, so that they can manage to come back to their feet. Because we realize acceptance is key, and then focusing on, orientation and rehabilitating yourself and moving on. As the PASS organization, we've done many things thus far since 2007. We've run programs on educating teachers from special schools in Kenya, just training them so that they can go out there and teach the children well, because many of them were qualified as teachers to teach in schools, but they didn't have that special training on how to deal with like blind children, especially. You needed some kind of more training on how to learn Braille, on
Mm-hmm.
maybe software for the blind. Can you imagine you have to mark or to teach blind children, and you as a teacher, you don't know Braille? By the way,
Mm.
I don't know Braille myself because it's difficult learning Braille while you're an adult, but I do IT for the blind. So those are some of the things that we've been trying to do to just fill the gap so that we provide hope in whichever way. We do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things, yeah, in the health sector, tourism sector, agriculture sector, whatever sector, even the sports sector, whichever sector that we can fit in, just to do what we can do to make it lighter and easier for persons with disabilities.
Very good. Very good. So now, having a passion for people with disability, tell us, Simba, what are you doing on December 15th?
Well, on December 15th, we will be going into Kajiado County. For those who know Kenya, um, Kajiado County is one of the counties that has been, hit very strongly by the ongoing drought. There is a lot of hunger, both for animals and for humans in that place. There is a response, some kind of relief happening to the counties that are hit, Kajiado being one of the worst hit. there is a lot of response. But then there is a challenge, especially to people with disabilities. You know, when you bring people to give them relief, just for a person with disabilities, I'm looking also, right now, I'm speaking to women, and it's even more challenging, I would imagine, for a woman with a disability, because when you're going out there to receive food relief, you know, and then it goes wrong, what happens? You know, many times it goes chaotic. It's the stronger one who goes to get the food. That's why we decided, let us give a bit of attention to the people with disabilities so that they can also receive some relief during this time. The animals have died, they're dying, there is no water. And then the culture, for those who know Maasai culture, they don't come out. I don't know if you've dealt with the Maasais before. It's very difficult for them to bring out their people with disabilities. There's a lot of stigma that is associated with disabilities. Actually, one of the challenges we are experiencing at the moment in creating a list of those people who will attend the relief day on December 15th is that families don't bring out. They look at it as shame. They look at it as it's an issue of stigma. They would rather send somebody to represent their disabled relative than to bring him out. It's a challenge. So we are trying a lot to deal with the administrators on ground so that they can bring them out. And the good thing is that we are using the church. You know, we are going through the church setting, so it's easier for the pastors. They are accepted more by the community down there. We will be at Magadi. We are deliberately going to Magadi because it's easy for them to come over there. It's very hot area, and we hope to at least reach 100 people with disabilities. That's our desire.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it that we want to give them? What food items are we looking to give to them, Simba?
We wish we would do more, but for now we are looking at dry foods. We are looking at rice, 2 kilograms. We are looking at chapati flour, 2 kilograms. We are looking at unga ya ugali, 2 kilograms. We are looking at sugar, 2 kilograms. And then we are looking at a liter of oil. We wish we would do more. If you look at that list, there is no protein. We don't have beans. We don't have maybe, you know, but Maasais have a lot of animals. We pray that they get water. That's why we are addressing the dry food for now: rice, chapati flour, maize flour, and then sugar and oil. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And the
Yes.
date that we're looking to do this, ladies and gentlemen, would be a date that's called December 15th. And in fact, that date will actually be Thursday next week. So we may or may not have the show next week. I am going to travel with Simba and the Purse group up to the county for the distribution on Thursday next week. Okay. And even as we will be there, I want to tell you what it is we want you to do. We want you to give a donation so that we can buy these flours and sugars and maize and rice and oil. Okay. We want you to give us a donation so that we can buy those things and take them up there next Thursday. And the idea is that we make a donation to 100 families. And these families in particular, are people with disability. And as Simba has so well pointed out, whenever food does come to the county, the people who can see, they just run all over the people who can't see. So he is making a special effort, reaching out to people in this drought community and supplying them with some basic staples on Thursday next week. And we want you to make a donation. I put the information on the screen. You want to tell them more about it, Simba?
Yes. It's actually going to cost 3,250 to feed one person. That is transport inclusive. So if you can get 3,250, that caters for one person. Yeah. For the whole
One
program,
family. That caters for one family.
yeah, that caters for one family,
Yes.
3,250. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And then in case you want to give by M-Pesa, just go to pay bill. Sorry, just go to M-Pesa, Lipa na M-Pesa. Then you go to buy goods. Then you put in the till number 8110728.
Is it two?
811. Sorry,
Is it
it's
two
actually
sevens or 1 7?
it's 8110728. It's 17. 811
Wow. Okay.
8110728. You can give
Okay.
your M-Pesa donation there. Just in case you want to give in kind, maybe you want to give a bag of maize or you want to buy some packets of flour, you can easily just take it to Thika Road at the House of Transformation Church. That is somewhere around Rosters. If you just are around Thika Road around Rosters, you can just ask for the House of Transformation Church. Then get in there, just say you brought the food donation that is going to the people with disabilities in Kajiado. You will be shown where to put it. There is a store there. So that's the information for now.
Very good. But I want us to take a moment, if we will, Simba, and let's give them that M-Pesa number again. So what we're saying, it's 3250 to feed one family, but
Right.
we'll take whatever you have to give us. We will take whatever it is that you have to give us. And all you have to do is go to M-Pesa and go to till number. And the till number that we want you to go to is 8110728. Please be sure to write that down. M-Pesa, buy goods, till number 8110728. Now, Simba just told you about the House of Transformation. That is a new church, Rakaya, that I was visiting on last week. The church that I normally go to moved kind of far away. So Queen Mother's been looking for another church home. And on that Sunday, I just decided to go to that church. On that Sunday, Simba also decided to go to that church. We met at the church 2 Sundays ago, just
Right.
2 Sundays ago. And when I learned about what this young man was doing, my heart said, put him on the show immediately so people can reach out and help. We just want to make a few people happy this Christmas season. And we explained to you how it's in the drought area, high drought area, okay? And the government itself has proclaimed this area to be an alarm and an emergency. So Simba, I thank you for even choosing to do this work. And Queen Mother, look forward to being with you on Thursday next week. Now, I can't say what's happened to the time, but we're about a good 15 minutes before we complete the show today. And we still have Coach Rakaya on health and wellness. And her topic is going to be about why eat plant-based foods. So Rakaya, what I want us to do is to not try to cover the whole thing, because there's no way that we can cover the whole thing in 15 minutes. All right? There's no way. So we're going to bring you on so you can get to meet the audience. She came with us last week, and last week her first topic was about dealing with you and your body, okay? Dealing with you and your own body. And this week, specifically, what was your topic last week?
Detoxification.
Yeah,
Cleansing,
detoxification.
cleaning out
Yeah.
your 5 vital organs of your body.
Okay. So what I want to do is maybe we save why eat plant-based foods for next time, and you have at least a good 30 minutes to share with us because she's bringing us, ladies and gentlemen, such useful and such helpful information. But give us a review of last week for the people who were not here for detoxification. Detoxification is really, do you remember? I remember as a child, my mother used to line us up and she would give us a tablespoonful of what we call cod liver oil. And then right after that, we suck on a lemon or suck on an orange. But she gave us this liquid oil in our system to help clean it out because we gather stuff in our system all the time. And mom would give us this to clean it out. And that's what Rakaya was telling us last week. As you're getting ready to move into the Christmas season, ain't no telling what you're going to be eating. But she's telling you now, she's giving you some tips and pointers for what you can do with your body as you're looking towards a new year. Coach Rakaya?
Good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed a blessing to be here. We thank God for yet another day. And we also thank God and ask Him to always in all thy getting get understanding.
Yes.
I wanted to pause for 1 second and ask Brother Simba, what is the equivalent of 3,500? What is the equivalent in US dollars? Because there's a lot of people watching the program from the United States part, and they probably would think that you have to send $3,200.
Right. It's $32.50.
Oh wow!
Yes.
You see what
Very
I mean?
small for a whole family.
Yes.
So I want everyone that's watching the show in the United States to understand that 3,500 shillings or whatever it is in Nairobi, Kenya, that it equates to $32.50 per family. I pray and hope that you find it within your heart to extend extra gift to one family in Kenya. As we're aware, some of those regions over there are experiencing drought, extreme
Yes.
drought.
Yes.
And although it is not magnified on the mass media, Queen Dashinawa, perhaps you can
Yes.
ask Roland Martin to shed some light on what's going on in Africa, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people are not aware because Africa doesn't seem to be on the map or in the news feed like everywhere else. And so it's going to take us to take care of us. Okay, so that's the political side. I am so excited. I am so excited. Raphael Warnock won the senator of Georgia. He is the first African American senator to be going to represent what we know is the Black Mecca of the South, Georgia. And I'm telling you, it was a lot of excitement on Tuesday night, and nobody went to bed. And
Me too.
It was really a sort of like a 360-degree victory, because for so many years and decades, the vote has been suppressed in a lot of these draconian states in the South. And finally, Stacey Abrams, thanks to Stacey Abrams, thanks to everyone that was on the ground, going door to door, knocking, pleading to African Americans and Latinos and Asians, anyone brown, people of brown color, to please get out and vote. And the margin was very close, very close. And so I'm praying that the youths and everyone that voted has finally come to the realization that although it is one vote, it matters in terms of things that matters to us.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Wanted to make sure I put that in there.
Yes, I will add to what Coach Rakaya is saying is that I have the privilege and the honor of actually knowing Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock. When I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia, I knew him very well through the Morehouse College, the Martin Luther King Jr. International Chapel at Morehouse College. Reverend Warnock is a member of the King Chapel of uh, pastors and ministers.
The
They
Ebenezer,
receive
the
awards.
Ebenezer Baptist Church.
Well, yeah, the church, but I'm talking about Morehouse College,
Oh,
whereby he was inducted into the what they call the International Hall of Fame for ministers and people of God. And that's how I actually got to know Reverend Warnock. At that time, he was not politically involved, but since then, in fact, I think he's been serving in Congress up on the Hill for a while, and now he just won this Senate race that we just had on Tuesday this week, which was a runoff. And I will say to you that the runoff was close, as Coach Wakaya has said, and it was close because the former man in the White House as president got a lot of his cronies to come out and vote. All right. And Mr. Walker, the opponent, had no political experience at all. He was a former football star from high school, and then he went into the professional leagues. And he was just a famous sportsman. And they wanted to put him up against a man of character, the Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock. But thank God, Reverend Warnock came out as the winner, and I was so happy. I couldn't go to bed on Tuesday night at all. And the U.S., we are 7 hours ahead of the U.S. So they were started giving the results around 7 p.m. U.S. time. That's like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning for us here in Kenya. So Queen Mother had to be up so that she could see those results. But thank you for that. And Honorable
I
Margaret.
had one more. I had one more piece to add. 2 years
Okay.
ago, Senator John Lewis made his transition, and
Yes.
so there was a runoff, and Walmart won, and but
Okay.
it was only to serve the remainder of Senator John Lewis' term,
Turn.
which was
Okay.
only 2 years, and so he ran to be elected for an additional 6-year term.
Yes.
However, the political shenanigans in
Yeah.
Georgia gave him a run for his money, but
Mm-hmm.
so they proclaimed there was a runoff,
Mm-hmm.
and so then they ran to change the dates when people could vote and change locations and have the people standing in line for hours and hours. Then they passed a law where no one could hand out drinks, no one could hand out snacks to the people that were in line for 2, 3, 4 hours. So there's a lot of voter suppression going on,
Mm-hmm.
um,
In America.
ongoing, and
Mm-hmm.
so we're excited because we were able to overcome all those obstacles and make proclaim and make ourselves put a stake into the game. And there's a lot of things on the table. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
issues and challenges that's coming up on the table in Congress, and we needed to have Walmart on board. So that's it for the political aspect of the situation. Now,
Yes. And
uh,
I will say, Rakaya, as we're almost nearing the end, we're going to save that good topic about why eat plant-based food. I'm going to ask Simba as well as Selena
Right.
and the Honorable to tune in when you talk to us about why we need to eat plant-based food, why we need to do that. But at the same time, Coach Rakaya, I want you to know that we do have a political heavyweight in the studio tonight, the Honorable Margaret Tolley. She damn near single-handed took on the Kenyan government about having a voice for the women in the two-thirds rule. And I wonder if she would be willing to talk to us a little bit about that. I'm not sure if Coach Wakaya knows what that's all about.
Yeah, thank you. Uh, you hear me?
Yes, we do.
You
Yes,
hear
ma'am,
me?
we do.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about my whereabouts. I don't know any internet. I don't know. Okay, fine. Thank you for the chance. My name is
Yes.
Margaret Toily, the national gender champion, the only female lady who challenged the CJ Chief Justice to advise our president to dissolve the parliament for not respecting women.
Ah.
Leave alone that. Our parliament has nothing completely to do with women gender. A case in point right now, like what is happening in Meru, I don't think, as it's going on right now, it has really taken us, me being the champion ahead, now the CEO of all women in Kenya. It is a headache. However much we try to buy constitutionally, however much we try to follow the law, even when we win, they still follow us and they disturb us and threaten us, violating our constitutional rights as women. Kenya is lacking behind in all spheres about gender equality and gender equity. Allow me time to say like this. I want to thank BONGA, DADA BONGA. It's a platform where us women are coming out to air our voices.
Yes.
It's a platform, it's a space, it's a strive to amplify our voices of women and survivors who have been historically silenced, like me. They don't want me to speak about it because I'm enlightening everybody about the equality that is constitutionally inscribed in the 2010 Constitution. I want to thank Queen Mother. God bless you. I could not have been even known if it were not for BONGA, DADA, BONGA. I also want to thank the supporters of women in other countries across North America, Latin, Pacific, Rim, Africa. So, a case in point right now, to be brief, Meru County is one of the 47 counties in Kenya, but we also have another county called 48 county called Diaspora. So we have 48 counties. This lady known as Kawira Mangasa, she vied and she was elected first as a county woman rep. A county in Kenya that is so much in juvenile, male juvenile. However much women come up, they will have to fight them down. The only first woman who was elected as an MP was traumatized, was harassed. And now, what is happening with Kawira, the current governor, who fought, who struggled, who campaigned on an independent ticket and won the gubernatorial seat in Meru, is being traumatized.
I
We
see.
have spoken. We have spoken. We have said it all. Even today, there was a pressure. We came together as women of Kenya under an initiative, Market to all women must know their rights. Now, what is happening? This lady, her constitutional rights have been violated. They fight her husband. They fight her property. They fight her. She's a staunch Christian. She has stood firm, said, God help me. I want this seat. What? I want this seat. She won that seat through the electorate. So Mary County has violated the electorate rights of choosing who is their leader.
Okay.
Having,
Honorable, we're
said
gonna
that,
ask you to continually come on Bonga Dada Bonga and update us on the situation in Meru County, even as we're gonna be inviting Mr. Simba to come back. Because you see, this feeding of 100 disability families in Cartiejo is just the beginning of what he wants to do. He wants to continually to be able to feed people in that area because it's a drought area. This is just his first effort next week. So he'll be coming back time and time again to make an appeal because many of us don't know what it's like to live in a drought. Well, some of you may, but many of us have no idea what it's really like to live in a drought area where there's no water for humans, no water for animals, no water for sanitation. The animals are dying, the people are dying, lactating mothers are dying, children are dying. Listen, it is a grave situation. So please don't take it lightly when we ask you to donate, all right, towards the disability people. And not only the disability people need help, they all do. But we selected a group that we felt were really vulnerable, which are the disability people. And that's part of what Simba's mission is about in his organization called The Purse. And that's part of what Queen Mother's life is about. I always want to reach out to those that are less fortunate and see what we can do to help them. We're going to get ready to end the show today, but before we do that, I want Coach Wakaya to come on and tell us again what she'll be giving us next week. And I'm going to ask each of you to tune in next week and to get other people to tune in so you can learn what this coach, all right, what this woman,
Well,
what this expert has to
next
say
week,
about food.
prayerfully, if you are available to give the show, we will be talking about why plant-based works as it pertains to chronic diseases, severe diseases, for example, cancer, prostate cancer, female problems, fibromyalgia, fibroid tumors, heart problems, kidney problems, liver problems, spleen problems. All of these are tied in, believe it or not, colon problems, to the inability for the body to eliminate the toxic buildup and the free radicals and the parasites that comes into your body normally based upon the things that you eat. And so it's evidence-based. I am going to lay down the platform in which if you find yourself in a pre-existing condition, suffering from a challenge of a pre-existing condition, why going plant-based and doing certain things will reverse the situation or keep it, normalize it.
Okay. Now that is what I love about Coach Rakaya. She breaks it down, Honorable Selena. She breaks it down. So invite your clients, invite your friends, invite your family to tune in when we have her again next week. I am going to be traveling with Simba up to that drought county to do some feeding with the people. So I can't say right now if we'll
How it's
have the
gonna
show
go.
next week or not. I won't
But
know
let me
until we
say,
get
let me
there.
leave you with this. Let me
Okay.
leave everyone with this.
Okay.
Life and death begins in your colon. I need you to hear that again. Life and death begins and ends with your colon.
Very good. Very good. We've had a wonderful show tonight, a very informative, a very educative. We've had women and men dealing with various areas of life. I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. And we'll let you know during the week whether or not we'll be back. You see, once we travel up to this county, I don't know what time we'll be coming back. And even in coming back, it's a question of stopping somewhere on the road to find Wi Fi to tune into the show. So we will see. We will let you know. But if we happen to miss you next week, we will come on the following week with Coach Rakaya, and she will have the majority of the time to talk about why eat plant based food. This is part two of a 4-part series that she's giving us. Okay. So please tune in again. Thank you again for tuning in to Bonga Dada Bonga, which is Speaks Us to Speak, and it's a platform for women's voices. Check us out again. We want to say happy holidays to you. We're already entering into the holidays, and we're going to continue to have shows that make sense and continue to make shows that make you think. Because when Coach told me that the beginning of life is in my colon and it's got to do with what I eat, oh my God. I'm like, I can do something about that. And I am. And in fact, Queen Mother is on a plant based diet. I take that back. I'm not on a plant based diet. I eat plant based foods, moving further and further away from flesh. And the only flesh that I'm eating at this time is fish. And eventually I'm going to give that up too. But for right now, why eat plant-based foods? Please tune in to Bonga Dada Bonga. All you have to do is come to facebook.com/Bonga Dada Bonga. We're signing out for tonight so we can all raise our hands and tell everybody bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for
Bye.
being on the show.
Bye.
And Simba, I'll be in touch with you. Honorable, I'll be in touch with you too. Peace and blessings. Have a good evening.
Peace and
Good evening.
blessings.
Thank you.
Okay, log it out.
Great. Now
Wait.
you will tell.
We're ending the broadcast. I'm pushing in broadcast. It should be ending. Come on.
Okay.